All right, guys, this session is pretty much over, so we're going to go ahead and do the trade recap for the day. Let's hop right into it. All right, so going into this morning, I was more bullish. Actually, I want to say I had more of a neutral bias because that's what I wrote down. I'll show you guys right now. Daily bias, you can see I said neutral bias going in this morning. Price is currently respecting bullish, disrespecting bearish, but there are multiple sell side targets below. And that is in the terms of all this low resistance liquidity. We had this 1 hour internal low, as well as that we had this 4 hour, which was also London low, and then new week opening gap. So I could very well see price coming back down here with the proper structure. So I had two scenarios going into this morning. Since we were just chopping around and we had all this low resistance liquidity, I was going to look for London high to get swept, and then we come back down to short to this 1 hour internal low and all this low resistance liquidity. Or if we come down, we sweep this 1 hour internal low, or come all the way down to this 4 hour and just sweep this, we could look for longs back up to London high and then continue to be bullish. Obviously, neither of those played out. It's Monday. Price action is pretty crappy, and it's also no news Monday, so it makes sense that we just chopped around for a little bit. There was one setup that I did think was all right. We'll get into that in a second. But yeah, that was the bias. Obviously, we didn't get anything, but let's hop into the actual session. So the session, we ended up ripping higher at market open. We got absolutely no setups for this entire first pump higher. When we came back lower, we tapped into this 5 minute, and I was looking at one potential setup off of this, and it was a setup that I was actually going to take if we got it, and it was this 2 minute inversion right here. The reason I was going to take this 2 minute inversion is because of the fact that we tapped into this 5 minute, and the only reason I didn't think this was a good trade, and the reason that I didn't take it was, one, the close of this, and two, the fact that we were so close to 10 a.m. open. When we were closing at this, we were about to open up this 15 minute below, this 15 minute that just got tapped. And so I saw this and was thinking, okay, yeah, I don't want to take this so close to 10 a.m. when we can come down and just liquidity raid this, and it's so close to my break-even point, which was this internal high. So I just thought this wasn't a good trade, and ended up fading that. So it ended up going higher. I don't think it ever hit what would have been the TP, but it was a break-even trade anyway. Let's see if it was here. Yeah, no, because my TP was all the way up here, so it doesn't even hit the trade anyway. But regardless, we ended up chopping around a little bit. We opened up this 5 minute right here. And this is where the first trade idea that I actually missed out on, that I actually thought was pretty good, played out. We created an SMT at these highs right here, this high and this high, and then we had a 30-second inversion right here to go back down to the 5 minute. And this just looks good because it's a little 3-drive pattern with an SMT. We have very clear targets below that unfilled 15 minute along with the unfilled 5 minute. And yeah, it's just a little 1-to-1, but I missed out on this trade. I wasn't looking at the 30-second chart at the time, and so I missed it. We continued to chop around, and then there was one more very iffy looking setup that I just want to take that looked all right, and it was this 1 minute inversion right here. And the reason that I didn't take this, and I also thought that this was just mid, is because, one, obviously look at the conditions we're in. We're just in super choppy price action right now, and it's Monday, so you probably don't want to be looking for anything anyway. This is great. It's just dumping. But yeah, this 1 minute inversion right here, it comes down in inverses. We chop around for a little bit, and then yeah, we end up dumping to that 15 minute. So yeah, ends up being a banger. Actually, I wanted to see all this low resistance liquidity get swept so bad, but we just ended up not getting it. But yeah, that's about it. I just didn't like this because look at this. We're respecting the gap and just continuing to chop around. There isn't really any manipulation higher, so you still have these highs above. And yeah, I don't want to take a trade and chop, especially on Monday. And yeah. All right, so that's gonna be it. That's the trade for the recap for the day. Took no trades. Hopefully this week we can get some better price action. But other than that, y'all have a blessed day. Get after the week, attack the week, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.